Wolf deck. Wolves. Master of the Wild Hunt.
Hey guys, if you found this video, we're playing a little game of Magic today. The deck I'm going to be using is what we call a mill deck. It's an alternative way of winning. Some people say it's kind of questionable way of winning. Still not beat you, I just want your graveyard to be big so I can make my creatures bigger. I'm actually not trying to beat you by milling, but I will take that victory. Now there's different ways of shuffling.
For once, my opponent has sleeve cards.
I've never played Magic. Whoa! Those are some nice sleeves. What makes them?
Those are these Dragon Shields. Yeah.
They're just regular Dragon Shields?
Well, that's the
Alright. I believe the rule did get abolished in 2012, where if you roll a 20, I get to slap you in the face and take a cigarette from you. 14.
What about a smoke?
Well, then you better go find me a pack of cigarettes. 18.
Grant,
You go first.
I'm gonna have you go first.
And we get one more card. In this household, we play a free mulligan. Now, see, I have potentially some turns planned out. Do I or do I not?
Well, actually. Ooh. Oh. Your turn first, Jimmy.
Alright, I will start and play an aggressive island. And pass my turn to you. If you're not familiar with Magic, you can feel free to ask any questions. We will always answer them in the comments.
I'm gonna play my land. A non-basic land comes in the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, it scries. I scry 1, which is I get to look at the top card of my library, decide if I put it to the bottom, and I am going to keep this card.
To the top. So it's almost like a spell without being a spell.
Yes.
And go, pass the turn. Alright, I'm gonna play Swamp, move my lands back a little bit. And
There's some players who like to play with the lands all the way up front.
so knowing Henry just like to scry that card, definitely let's make target opponent put top 7 cards of his library into his or her graveyard. Just like that?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. The greatest. Put another land down. And the 2 colors I have.
You tap for a forest and a plane.
Yep, forest and a plane. That's my Watch Wolf, a 3/3 for 2 mana. And I pass my turn.
But it is still vanilla. Nothing abilities. We draw that. Not the worst draw. So, only 2 cards I could potentially play at the moment. Get most bang for your buck, but he's going to be attacking me for 3. So we will drop an island. And we will play a Fog Moon.
I'm going to play another forest. The 3 mana I have, I'm going to cultivate. I'm going to cultivate, search my library for 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put 1 in the battlefield.
Is this the deck where you're trying to play mana from your graveyard again?
I was going to do that.
Keep building up your graveyard, please.
Land. I'm going to have this one play.
Can you put all this on Henry so we can go back and watch this and see how bad he cheats? Not really waiting on anything, but I'll take a good draw. You know, we'll immediately put that swamp into play. 4 mana. I'm gonna curse you. Now a curse is an enchantment, but it affects Henry. I've not put it on myself. So before you draw, I would like to see 2 cards in your graveyard each turn. On that.
What? Top, okay.
Go. Burn.
And,
Ooh.
and that's why I say
Get a
that-
close up on that card. That's a very good quality card right there. I should sweat.
I could spite Geneva on that one too.
Now, when you say spite, that's actually a card, or you are spiting me verbally?
Early. Another one of these non-basic Temple of the Plenty lands. I'm gonna scry 1.
Yep.
Effect, Coalition Relic.
Ooh, what does that do?
Tap to add one. I can tap for adding one commander of any color to my mana pool. So I get essentially a land of any color. Or I could tap to put a charge counter on it. And at some point during my untap phase, or pre-combat phase, I can remove all my counters on this card to add, and for each counter I remove, I get a land.
Alright, I'm assuming with the colors that my opponent is playing, he does not have any kill spells. So, with that being said, Consuming Aberration. And it's at least like a 15-15, we'll just say. Go. Does not have Trample though. In Magic, it's always fun to have a ability that keeps going so you can be an asshole and keep telling your opponent to do that. That's one of the most fun things in Magic. Say,
You can say the magic word. Since this player is kind of being an asshole about it, I'm going to use Akroma's Vengeance, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments.
Big mass removal?
Mass removal. And I know you don't have enough mana to counter it, so I'm going to...
So you just wash the board?
I wash the board with everything.
How many cards in hand?
I have 3 cards.
I'm going to curse it to me again. And go. Burn and burn.
That's 5. I'm going to cast a Johnny, Mentor of Heroes, a Planeswalker.
Johnny Angel.
I can either put a additional counter, loyalty counter on him, which starts off with 4. I can add one extra one to distribute 3 counters among all up to 3 creatures I control. Or I can look at the top 4 cards in my library, reveal a creature, aura, or playing another planeswalker and put it into my hand.
With a final or. Okay. You gain 100 life.
Yes.
Alright.
Which I'm going to do the second ability. Look at the top 4 cards.
Wow, they're both +1 abilities.
The problem is what to cast.
What game's that? Alright, what we were asking for is a top deck. I need a big card. Nothing. Jace's Phantasm. It is definitely 5/5 font. You need 10 cards. Go.
Do the another +1 ability to look at another top 4 cards. I'm going to Libyan Ring, Jace's Phantasm, which basically when it enters the battlefield, exile another target non-land permanent. And until this is removed from play, it stays. The card also stays out of play. Both cards stay out of play. And then for the rest of my mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First card I cast, Timberpack Wolf. Second card I cast,
Timberpack Wolf.
Wayfaring Temple. Toughness and power and toughness equal to the number.
All American Wrestling.
Number of creatures I control. In this case, 2 creatures. And every time I deal combat damage to a player, populate. Which means I double or add another token.
Turns?
Yes, sir.
Actually wasn't all American. I don't know how last.
Yeah.
How was last?
Another counter to look at the top 4 cards again.
And then how many do you get to put in your hand?
Just 1. Creature, aura, or whatever. I'll have to reveal it. So for the artifact, each creature gets +1/+1
Coat of
for
arms.
each other creature on the battlefield that shares at least 1 creature type with it.
Randy wants that card too. Interesting tribal card, but a lot of people play tribal now.
Watch Wolf, another one. 3/3. So this, I'm going to attack Jimmy now for a 3/3 and a 3/3.
You attack me 4/6, I take 6. Mark it down to 14. Oh.
because Jimmy takes damage, it populates a wolf token.
Shit, I remember. I knew that card looked familiar. That was in brown populate. That my turn. How much damage can you do to me next turn? I don't want to pass a turn if you're about to fucking kill the arms move.
13 and then plus 17 total.
Alright, extract from the darkness. Freaky looking card. Each player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into their graveyard. And then put a creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield. So Henry, what do you got there that I probably want num-nums on? Ooh, Consuming Aberration's probably fucking huge right now, so.
What? What do you mean?
I get to take a card out of the graveyard. I'm gonna steal one from you, but you can help me out. You know what card's the best.
What do you mean? Like,
just give me your fucking
Wait,
graveyard.
that card allows you to steal it from me?
Yes. I pardon my French. I'm sorry I get a little excited in Magic once in a while. So now we get to look at his entire.
Come on, Bobby.
Master the Wolf can give me. And you don't have it. What happened to your Master the Wolf? Consume Aberration. We'll just say it's a fucking a 34/34.
Will I get a creature?
No, you get to fuck off and go.
Okay. Another one. 8. No. Top. I'm gonna use the ability again, just like top 4 cards.
Up there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my god.
7.
She's also pretty shitty.
Fuck it.
Fucking do live, right?
Follow the Night Pack. I get 5 forests in play, so I get 5 wolf tokens.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so next turn we gotta pretty much top deck it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each of my wolves get +7/+7. It's a 10/10. 9, 9. 9, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 9.
So 2 9/9s and 3 9/9s?
3 9/9 creatures. These 3 are 9/9. And this is. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is a 10/10. These 3 are.
Can you not slam your cards down so aggressively? Thank you. Snap them down. Shit, well, I blocked the 1, and I think that's game. Unless. Yep, I would have done anyway. I was cracked.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
The wolves gobbled me up. I couldn't get the mill turning quick enough.
It's a cat controlling dogs.
What was the play of the game? What was the move of the game? Probably the freaking board wipe. I was just out of that one big guy.